Yeah. For those that follow me regularly, you know that I have an awful internet connection here in my own home, despite upgrading to the faster speed and buying into all that from the internet service provider company, trying to see where I am using this new mini Bluetooth earpiece. So if someone is out there, and you can let me know in the comments wherever you're watching or listening or reading this, that it's coming through loud and clear, or maybe it's not, because I have a feeling that the earpiece itself works spectacularly, but I may not have connected the Bluetooth properly and tested it right. And so I did test it. I think it's correct, but here we are. We're testing it live on Direct Mail Monday, November 4th, 2019. Steve Sipress here, your guide to the world of phenomenally successful results from advertising, marketing, and selling investment of time, energy, and money. Clients come to me all the time because they are having some success, some results, but it's hit or miss. They're not sure why. 1 month it's up, 1 month it's down. If your email inbox or your social media or you're just inundated with all kinds of advice that conflict. This is the newest thing you just have to do, and then that thing is gone or doesn't work anymore. This is what you have to do. Someone else telling you, no, that won't work. This is what you have to do. I'm here to cut through all the BS, all the stuff. That's what I do for my clients. I'll do for you, by the way, if you want a free consultation where I guarantee to make you money. You can go from Steve and help you out with your situation. I guarantee. Others have had great feedback from it all. I ask people to follow up, and they do, and they come see me in an event, or they'll send me some glowing comments on social media or in my email about, holy crap, that thing works. I mean, they still, look, I teach out-of-the-box strategies, folks, so it's expected that you don't really think it works, and that usually holds people back from taking my advice. I was like that when I first was getting this kind of advice from all different directions, and I was going through all that. My emails still filled up with hundreds of emails a day from all different sources telling you what to do and what not. And I can understand being overwhelmed and confused. I was there too. I can understand being skeptical or afraid of using out-of-the-box strategies. But I'm here to tell you that this stuff is fun and it works. Thank you, Will. And Toby is here as well. So we are ready to go. I have a postcard here. One thing I talk about all the time is what I call value selling. So one big mistake business owners make, it's like you make that, I make it all the time until I correct it while I'm putting together my advertising, marketing, or selling stuff, is that we know everything there is to know about our business, about our product, our service. If you don't, you're in the wrong business. And yet your prospect, we normally overestimate how much our customer, our client, our patient, our member, our prospect, whoever it is, it's not us, we overestimate how much they know about our product or service, and we actually overestimate how much they care. They don't even care about all the details. So, you go to websites or to hear people talk about their product or service, they get way into the weeds with details. Clients all the time, I cure them of this. I'll have a contractor clients do home service, like heating and air, and they're all about you see the airflow, the hot air rise with the cold air. So what we do is we filter out the whatever from the air, and it makes the air cleaner, and it makes your thing run longer, and we send this many B2s, and so it's operating. What? Not only do I not know what you're talking about, I don't care what you're talking about. So not only with the doing of your business, understand that your prospect is calling you, especially if you're a home service provider like that. They're calling you because they don't know how to solve the problem, right? Otherwise, they would go to Home Depot, they would buy a whatchamacallit, a thingamajig, and talk to the guy and get the right tool and rent to this and buy to that and put this and go home and fix the whole thing up themselves. Or they'd buy a boiler and have a friend or family come over and help them get it down the stairs to the basement or whatever, and they hook it all up. And they're calling you because they're saying, I don't know. Heck, we're driving right into an auto repair shop, to use an example, and they're saying, what's wrong? And we're saying, I don't know. It's going kafunka. I mean, it's pretty much, in the auto repair shop, I've had many very successful clients in the auto repair shop industry, and they'll often say, they can tell who it is that's dropping off the car right away by how they describe it. I describe any situation with the car with the phrase usually 2 or 3 times, I don't know. I don't know, but it's making this noise. I don't know, but it's dragging to the right when it does this. I don't know, but it was doing this, then it stopped, and I don't know why. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Somebody else will come in and go, hey, I think it's the differential of the cataclysmic four on the floor with the hoo-ha, whatever. You'll see, I don't know, but but I'm not really sure if it's the timing or the, whatever. And so, you ought to put it up on the lift and put your spectromomograph 5500 to it, and, okay, now we know how to deal with that guy, right? So people understand way less than you think they do about your stuff. And that has, what the topic of today's video, what that has to do with tremendously is when you're making what you think is an irresistible offer. It may very well be an irresistible offer to someone who knows your product or service and the standard pricing or the pricing of your competitors, or, all the stuff that you ought to really know as a business owner that people really usually do not know. So you're overestimating how much knowledge they have about the situation, and you're not doing what I call doing the math for them. Okay, so you've got to do the math for them. Don't make people do math. Don't make people figure anything out. Make it crystal clear, and you can use value selling to do that. So what do I mean by value selling? You see it all the time, so and we buy from it all the time. It's where somebody says, oh, you can see it on my favorite channels, of course, all the home shopping channels. If you're not watching those, then I question whether you really care about making as much money as you can with your business. Your business is a vehicle to make you not need a job anymore and just get by and be okay, sure. Or it can be a vehicle to have a really, really good income. Or it can be a vehicle to make you wealthy and rich beyond your wildest dreams. And to do that, and I would say even to have a really great multiple six-figure income and have a great lifestyle, you're going to want to get really good at advertising, marketing, sales, human behavioral psychology, why people do things that they do. And for human behavioral psychology of the buying process, the home shopping channels are fantastic. It's not what this video is about, but you really ought to watch those. You see the countdown timer, you hear the testimonials, people calling in, you see the demonstrations, and here what I'm talking about is you see the comparative pricing. So they don't just say, like if I'm I walk in the room, my beautiful wife Michelle loves channel 2, and she's watching usually that some kind of jewelry is up. And so, I don't know if this is strategic. She hears me coming. She knows I'm coming into the room. She switches to the jewelry home shopping channel, and then she'll go, wow, my beautiful wife, she'll say something like, oh, that's nice, don't you think? Or, oh, that kind of looks like the earrings you got me, that necklace. It kind of looks like okay, I'm pretty, and what's now? It's November. It's coming up to Christmas. I got an idea of what you're really saying. And then my beautiful wife, Michelle, was born in February. So we have Christmas, and then less than 2 months later, we have Valentine's Day, and my beautiful wife, Michelle's birthday. So we have 3 tremendous gift buying extravaganza opportunities from me to my beautiful wife, Michelle, and all kinds of hints will be coming my way. And she knows that when I walk in the room and see her watching the home shopping channel, I love that. But there's usually something more to it. Anyway, you will see, they don't just say, so here's me, I'm buying jewelry. I don't know anything about jewelry other than my beautiful wife Michelle likes it, I'm buying it. So they will put the price on there, and if they just said this is $1,200, I'm like, maybe I should look around and see if I can find the same thing on Amazon or on eBay or jewelry.com. I don't know, whatever website. Maybe I should look around for this thing. $1,200, is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. Well, the home shopping channel is smarter than that, and they don't want me or anyone like me to do anything like that and look around. So they are going to use value selling. They're going to state the price, and they're going to tell you what it normally costs or what it costs somewhere else. So Toby Mersinger, I don't know if he's still here, but man, that reminds me of my 9 years in the door-to-door selling career. And Toby, I was with Toby for, 6 or 8 months or a year of that. And we went out together into the field sometimes, and we used value selling, did we not? We didn't just walk in and go, hey, here's a teddy bear, it's $5. We said, hey, this teddy bear is in Toys R Us for $35. I got him 2 for 10. Hey, this calculator, Toby's still here, he would recognize good old 848 calculator back in those days. Hey, it's solar power, whatever, and this calculator's in Radio Shack for $20. I got him 4 for that price. See, that's value selling. You're stating your price, but you're stating the comparative price. So you're stopping the shopping around. If it says on the home shopping in the bottom corner, $1,200, regular, and it's crossed out with a thing, line through it, and it says regular price, compare at $7,900, or it has a, they like to have a certificate of value for when you buy like a diamond ring, a certificate is appraisal, certificate of appraisal, $4,200. No, all this is value selling. What they're saying is the value is this amount, but our price is this much lower amount. Make sense? That's value selling. And Toby is still here. The old 848. Did you save any of these, Meister? I saved a few of them. I have a couple, but one's still on my desk with the whiteout. Remember that? We put our name in whiteout on it, because everyone, of course, had these, and we keep one under our seat, front seat of the car driving home. They add up how much money we made for the day and all that. We keep one, I don't know, at home or whatever, or who knows, meat for it. But we use value selling all the time. Hey, this is what I got. It's this much in the store. I got it for only this much. Boom. So here's the example of the day. It's Direct Mail Monday. And as Toby said, people love the deal, right? People love the deal. More than people love the deal, they love the confidence that they get from knowing that there's their deal. They love the confidence of getting the deal, not just getting the deal, but it's very important when you're in the selling situation that to not only recognize, sure, they love a deal, so give them a deal, but the purpose of this lesson today on Direct Mail Monday is to explain the deal, to do the math for them. Say they love the deal, right? As Toby says, but if I just see jewelry on TV, $1,200, and I don't know or believe that that's a deal, I'm still getting a deal, but it's not enough to know that they're getting a deal. They need to know they're getting a deal. They need to be utmost confident that they're getting a deal. So if I said, calculator, this thing is in a Radio Shack for $20, I usually would pause a little bit, get a nod of the head, or sometimes they would go, no, it's not. I've seen it there for 18. I've seen some like it for 14. Okay, fine, $14.95. I still got them 3 for that price. You want 3, 6, 9? How many you want? You buy 12, I'll give you 1 free. How many you want? Where do you want it? Over here or over there? All that kind of stuff. But we wanted to get an acknowledgement. So if we had like kids' toys, like a teddy bear. But you've seen these in Toys R Us for like $40, right? Well, it depends on what they're made of. Oh, okay, right. They could be as low as 20, right? It's $5 from me. You want it or not, right? So they, more importantly than just loving the deal, you got to have the confidence, especially in this day and age. What I'm talking about goes back 20 years ago. Kobe and I were out there selling this stuff door to door. There was no smartphones back then. There was not really a lot of use of the internet. I know I did a video last week, the internet's 50th birthday, but people were not using it. Amazon wasn't around, and eBay and all that kind of stuff. So eBay was just starting out at the end of my door-to-door sales career. So people were not automatically taking out a phone or going on their laptop. I don't know if they were going on their computer back then and searching and going, well, let me just search on Amazon for a teddy bear like that, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. So they couldn't do the comparison. We wouldn't want them to do it anyway. You do not, believe me, want people doing a comparison and looking around every time you quote a price. At the very least, it's a waste of time. And it's a waste of the momentum you have of the sales call. Like, let's go, blah, 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 step 1, 2, 3, you give me the money, I give you the thing, we're done. That doesn't include an hour of you searching around all over the place to see if you can save 42 cents. Make sense? So you want to give them the confidence. Well, here's an example. This postcard today, and unfortunately, man, I love small business. By now, if you've ever watched any of my videos, you don't realize how much passion, how much I love small business owners, and therefore how much I hate when their advertising, marketing, or selling efforts are not making them as much money as easily as it should. And again, in case I forget, or if you came in late, that's why I set up a site called helpfromsteve.com. It links directly to my personal calendar. You get on there, we get on the phone, and I help you out. I love to help out small business owners. This one needs some help. First of all, on the front of the postcard, I love that the name of Boyette's Family Water Treatment. Nobody cares about, hate to break it to you, if you're out there, Boyette, but nobody cares about your name. But they like the family part. So I like that. I like the family part. It tells me they're trying to at least sound like a small business. And since this is a crappy little postcard with just like blue and purple and white, and I don't recognize the name of the logo, whatever, probably is a small business run by a family, guy, and maybe his father started it, or maybe his kids work in it, or whatever. I like that. So I have to be more predisposed already to buy from these people. So they've already overcome a little bit of ineptitude in the postcard, and I'll show you what I mean. And I think they overcome it a lot. And even though this needs help, I believe they still make money with this, which, by the way, is an enemy of making big money. Okay, Jim Collins used that as the first line of his book, Good to Great. If you haven't read it, it's all about companies that he has like 15 different chapters where he compares two different companies, big companies, that were pretty much identical. And then a certain time period, few years or whatever later, one had gone crazy from good to great, and the other had gone from good to just being good, or good to nowhereville, or they were sold, or they don't exist, or whatever. And he just compared it, and then he would run down all this research about why he believed those companies went from good to great, as opposed to the ones that went from good and just stayed there, right? So like there was a time when the Sony Betamax and the VHS were neck and neck in the marketplace and whatever, and then Betamax went into nowhere. VHS took everything, and that's the kind of things he would study, right? Well, the first line of the book is good is the enemy of great. And so you've got to remember that with your advertising, marketing, sales, heck, anything you're doing with your business. I'm not here to teach you how to do the doing of your business, but even in the doing of your business, if you think the way we're doing it is good, and that's okay, that's the enemy of you ever having it be great. It'll never be great if you say it's good, and that's okay. You've got to say it's good, but let's test some things out. Maybe it could be better. Okay, let's do it 80% of the time the way we're doing it, but let's test 1 out of every 5 phone calls we say this. 1 out of every 5 times we're at a client and say this. 1 out of every 5 times we install or whatever we do this. Let's test something with 10 or 20%, 5%. Let's just test. Let's not say that it's good and we won't touch it. Okay, because then you're never going to be great. So this postcard, which is not even really good, and yet I believe it's making them enough money to keep mailing. And unfortunately, then it won't be a avalanche of money maker that it could be if they're watching this and they make some minor changes. Like for one thing, on the address side of the postcard, which you never know which side is on top and show if somebody's going to see first the postcard when they get their mail, and this happened to be the first side I saw. So I saw the name of the company. I like family. I like that. And then it says, owned and operated by the family for over 50 years. So there you go. So clearly it has been handed down by a father, grandfather, to kids, grandkids, to aunt, uncle, who knows what, but it's in the family. Okay, so we like that, but that's not a main point. So that should go somewhere on the bottom. You've already said family. I get that point. Here should be your irresistible offer right there. Boom. Otherwise, you're lucky I'm still reading. And part of me always thinks that I'm still reading this stuff because I am a marketing and advertising expert. I'm called on to, I've written chapters and books and articles, and I get interviewed all the time, and I host events, and I teach on this stuff, and here I am on a direct mail Monday every week. So I look at my mail much more closely than 99.9999% of people ever. They're likely not to get past this. Owned and operated, they don't care, whatever. And here's my phone number, and here's my website, and Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. So you can tell it's family opera. I mean, don't even call us after 5 o'clock. Like, we won't have an answering service. We're not, we don't care enough about becoming wealthy and beyond our imagination by having some kind of service answer. You call after hours, you're screwed. So we're not answering. We're family. So, and that sometimes it works to their advantage. Chick-fil-A does that. Hey, we're closed on Sunday. Hey, they're the number one most beloved fast food. I don't even eat fast food. I can't even remember what it's called. Fast food company in probably in the history of the world. and they're missing out on 1/7 of, or maybe a 12th or a 10th. I mean, not as many people go Sunday to a fast food as go during the week. Which reminds me, if Toby's still here, of the days we would go to, I think Wendy's it was, for the Sunday buffet. They would put out some pasta. They would put out some, no, maybe it was a pizza place. And they would have like, we would go to Wendy's too. We go Wendy's for pasta and burgers and salad and something else. And then we'd go to a pizza place that had like dessert apple pie pizza and all that kind of stuff. So we were eating fast food all the time. But but usually those places were much quieter and empty on the Sundays. So by closing on Sunday, Chick-fil-A is not missing out on 1/7 possible revenue. They're missing out on very little, but they're saying the message is we're still family run, and we believe in we're gonna exert our family beliefs onto the whole world. Like, you can't eat our stuff. We're gonna treat our people, give them the day off like we would like the day, all that kind of stuff, right? So people like dealing with the family thing, but okay. And then they've got this thing on here. I'm not so sure about this, okay? Ask about our 2 months free with a positive Google review. Again, I hope it's working for them, but I'm not so sure that, at least subconsciously, people are seeing that you're paying for reviews, that you're buying reviews. And now, at least subconsciously, I don't believe your reviews anymore. Or less than I would otherwise if they were given unsolicited. Like mine, I don't pay people send me reviews and post stuff on social media all the time. Hey, Steve, holy crap, this thing works. Boom, wow, that was great, thank you. But all that stuff, then I'll share it on social media, I'll put it on my website. But I never have, and I hope that I never will pay for reviews, even if this isn't cash. 2 months free is an exchange of value for a review. And I think that might even go against the Google terms, not that I know, or I would even read the 52 pages of small print there must be on Google.com somewhere about their policy towards reviews. But I'm pretty sure, even if you can't legally or for Google to pay for reviews, you certainly shouldn't. It's certainly not. I mean, you'll get them, so it's not that you shouldn't because you won't get them. They likely get more reviews than they would otherwise. Well, the reason I'm saying you shouldn't is because it taints your reviews. And that taints no little thing. You don't want to taint your reviews. So you certainly don't want to broadcast to strangers. What if I work for Google and I receive this? And my name is, for some reason, F. Sipress. I don't even get my first initial right, but that's okay. What if I'm going to shut down the old boy FM? It's likely that people who work for Google do not love small businesses. They love big globalist conglomerates that operate all over the world and crap on the U.S. every chance they get, like the NBA and all that kind of. They love China more than they love the U.S. They're a lot more people and make a lot more money. So I would just suggest taking it off there. But here's the gist. Here's the main part. So they got 2 offers here on the back. So let's see, are these offers irresistible? And I believe, spoiler alert, these are going to fail the test that I was giving earlier of doing the math for them, of value selling, of does the prospect understand what would make this a great offer? Okay? So first one, we have soft water rental service, $1 a day. First of all, that sounds cool. $1 a day. So that's very smart. That's bonus tip. That's what I call apples to oranges selling, right? So you're going to take something that is $32 a month, $29.97 a month, whatever it is, something around there, and instead of saying this is $360 a year, which is a scary big number, compared to $1. It's $1 a day. It's $1, and then you can do your apples to oranges selling. And say, we just take the next step actually, and saying, that's cheaper than a cup of coffee a day. That's like the newspaper. That's like something. You compare it to something where $1 a day. Come on now, for the health of your family. Not that they say that, but they ought to say, isn't your right? That's what they could say here. Is the health of your family down worth $1 a day? That might get me to turn it over and go, what are you talking about? The health of it certainly is. So what are you talking about? I'm looking at it. But here's where it plays. I don't know if that's a good deal. I believe it is. I don't think you would send a postcard broadcasting the price if it wasn't a good price. So that's why I say I believe it works. I believe the recipient goes, gee, I don't know. I don't have the full confidence that I know that's a good deal. But at least subconsciously they're going to say they wouldn't send out a postcard with this offer unless it was a special offer, unless it was a good deal. At the very least, let's just call them up. Let's go to the website. Or what you don't want to have happen, and this is what you can avoid when you follow what I suggest instead of this, is let's just type into a search engine soft water rental service and see what it normally is. And then, lo and behold, they come up with a competitor in your area who is open after 5 p.m. because that's when most people come home and check their mail, and it's after 5 o'clock. And I've gotten your postcard, and I'm intrigued to find out, is that a good deal? I type it into a search engine. I come to some other local company's website. They're smarter than you, or at least they want to make more money. Who knows how smart they are? And first of all, nobody cares how smart anyone is. What I mean is they're smarter about making money than you are, and they have somebody answering the phone at 5:02 when I call, at 5:15 or 6 o'clock. Not out of the question that someone would want to call you at 5:30 at night, is it? They got your postcard. Are they, anyway. So I call up, and this other company goes, yeah, our service is $29.82 a month. Well, I can take out my old trusty 848 calculator if my daughter goes sales days, and I can do the math, and I can go, man, that's less than $1. So now either this was a generalization, or this is even more expensive. But I don't even care. I'm on the phone with somebody else. Let me just tell them to come on over. When can you come over and put it in? Sure, come over. Someone will be home tomorrow. Come and put it in. Boom, that's it. So you don't want that happening. So you want to be crystal clear. And you can use value selling here. So you say $1 a day, regular price, and see, yeah, so maybe that is their regular price. It's not even special because they don't put any deadline on it. You can put a deadline a week or two out from when you mail a postcard and say, so if I got this on November 1st, you could say November 15th, November 10th. You don't want to make it too long because then people are going to go, oh, yeah, November 20, anytime by December, I'll put that aside and I'll think about it later. And then it gets under a stack of mail like this. Not everybody saves all their mail for Direct Mail Monday examples, but you know what I'm talking about. It's stuff somewhere and not thought about, and it's gone. So you want to give a short deadline, not too short, of course, that they get the postcard, and if they don't look at it that day and call immediately, they miss out. So local postcard, usually mail it, and it arrives the next day. You could drop them on a Monday, they're getting them on Tuesday, give them a deadline of Friday. That's perfectly understandable. And if they are on vacation or they miss it that week and they call you the next Monday and go, oh, I missed, and you say, well, no, I can't, but we do have a different special. Boom. You don't, again, my opinion is you do not want to give them the idea that you're dishonest, that you cut corners, that your word is not gold, that, oh, okay, I said the deadline was Friday, but I'll give it to you. Like, well, what other corners will you cut? When you install the thing in my home, will you cut corners on that too? So, again, you think you're helping people out when you say, oh, I'll go back on my promise to have the deadline be Friday. Well, what other promises will you go back on? So don't do that either, my suggestion. But here you could have just said, compare to $39 a month, or regularly $49 a month, for this week only $1 a day, something like that. So value selling, what it normally is. Normal price, $1.50 a day. You can even do that. Normal price, $1.50 a day. Our price this week only, $1 a day. I don't know what a loop connection is. So there you're almost driving me to your competitors. You're almost driving me to a search engine where I will type in the word loop connection, and maybe one of your competitors' website comes up with an article and a video about loop connection and what the heck it is. And I'm suddenly on their website, and I'm not on azh2o.com, which is a very cool name for a website, by the way, now that I noticed that, azh2o. First time I was just like az whatever. azh2o, that sounds kind of cool. You could also do a similar thing with the phone number, right? 480-WATER. Water for you. Water for you. Anyway. We exchange the unit every 5 years, no charge, with this postcard. Normally a $297 charge. What? That's value selling. What the normal price is, then I can judge. Then I can feel confident. Then I can understand that, as Toby says, I love the deal. I got to understand I'm getting the deal. Gary's here. Good seeing you. You know, Facebook has not been showing me who's been on these videos for a while, so I'm glad people are on. Toby says Pizza Hut. That was the one, Pizza Hut. They had all you could. It was all you could eat, all the different types of pizza, and then they even had for dessert like apple pie pizza, which makes sense. It's just like dough and apples and sugar, right? But anyway, I know we also went to Wendy's where they had pasta, because I remember that the garlic bread, the bread, the rolls were hamburger buns. So I know it was some burger place, and I believe it was Wendy's. They had pasta, salad, and something else on some days. We would go for that. Anyway, then same thing with yellow. Reverse osmosis drinking water. Now this one, at least I know something about, because we have one of these units, and I've had them for a while, my different homes, and I bought it for probably a couple $100, and you have to pay someone like $100 to put it in. I know I put one in once myself, and that took all day, and it was crazy. So you just pay someone $100 and you put it in. So $1 a day, that one sounds, that $1 a day, and the exchange unit every 4. Yeah, so then if the unit is $250 and it costs $100 to put it in, I guess that's like kind of like what I just said, that's $365 a year. So but I'm paying $75 for the connection. So I'm paying. See, I'm not, I haven't bought one in a while, but I guess this is what they're saying is the $365 you pay for the unit, I think. Then you pay $75 for them to install it. Oh, except they come and bring you a new one every year at no charge. See, this is what I'm saying. They're making me do the math. They're making me figure out what the hell this means. Because I think the unit is only a couple $100. So the first year, you're in the negative. But the next year, you get a brand new unit. That's like another couple $100 for it. And no connection fee. Says no charge. Oh, well, now they think about it, they exchange the unit. They might have a weasel clause when you call them. Weasel clause just means I've made such a great offer, but now I'm going to weasel out of it. And so I think they might weasel on the exchange. We exchanged the unit for free. Still a $75 connection each year. But still, that means over 5 years you're getting 5 $200 units. You're getting 1,000. Yeah, but you're paying $1 a day for the 5. See what I mean? They're making me do the math. I'm all confused. I'm not sure. However, one benefit of all that confusion is I might give them a call. Hey, I got this postcard and I got some questions. Boom. So in that case, it works. So I think it works that it's a family-owned business. I think it works that it appears that it's a good deal. Otherwise, why would you be blasting out about it? And the third way it works is it gets the call. Or it gets me to go to the website if it's 5:01 p.m. because you refuse to answer the phone for some bizarre reason after 5 o'clock when you're paying for advertising. That's kind of crazy. I remember the first real big paid advertising I did for my first multi-million-dollar business, fantasy sports game company, back in the 80s. I first really big ad expense. I was advertising in obscure sports magazines, newspapers, and publications. But I went on to a local. This was really dumb. I went on to a local radio station in New York. I was a national company. In fact, I had customers all over the world. APOs, armed services people in Germany and so forth that wanted to follow baseball. Like, mail my newsletter to APO Germany, whatever. So I put $5,000 out for this series of 10 ads or something on WFAN, all sports radio in New York, where I lived at the time. And then I realized I got to know when these ads are on because I got to be ready to answer the phone. It was just me back then. I got to be ready to answer the phone when the ad is running. Otherwise, they just get a voicemail there's no voicemail back then, it was an answer machine, but I don't want them to get an answer machine. I want to be able to answer the phone, and only if I'm busy, they'll have to get the answer. But in other words, I learned my lesson that I was paying for ads and it 2 or 3 or 4 of them ran until I realized, hey, when are these ads running? Because I was getting messages. Like, I remember getting messages like on a Saturday morning. Hey, just heard your ad. I'm all excited, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, crap. I wasn't there at 9 a.m. on a Saturday in the office answering the phone. But I would have been if I knew I paid $500 to run that ad, for crying out loud. So I believe that if they're, I forget the point I was trying to make, but I think it is by, if you're paying for a postcard, if you're running ads, you want to have a little more convenience of the phone answering, but at least they have the website. So, and maybe they have a recorded message that explains some things on the call. I don't know. But I think this works out of curiosity. Hey, it's so confusing and bad that I just got a call. That could be a good thing, especially if they're good at selling, which hopefully 52 years in the family and business, they're good at selling. Everyone that owns a business has to be able to sell. If not, again, you ought to go work for somebody else, because that's what we do. We sell, we market, we advertise. It's what we do, how the money comes in. And then we just happen to do whatever the deliverable is. And I own all a part of 14 different businesses right now. It's all different deliverables. So the deliverable, schliverable. Of course, they all do a great job of whatever the deliverable is, but they're all the same, and it better be functionally fantastic in the advertising, in the marketing, in the selling, in the money game. And then, of course, I can pay people to do all the doing stuff. So you got to focus on the advertising, marketing, and the selling. So hopefully they can sell if I get to their phone or I get to their website or whatever, which I might go out of curiosity. But I really believe with the improvements I mentioned, this could be a humongous big winner. Instead of I think it's doing okay. I think it's good. And good, Jim Collins famously said, is the enemy of great. And I would love to see some changes made in this postcard. Boy, if the Boyette family went to helpfromsteve.com and got on the phone with me, and then even if they're afraid to make the change, if they mail out 1,000 of these, mail out 200 the way I say, and do a test, and watch the money come in from those 200 be double the money that came in from the other 800 you mailed. That's what would happen. That's what I routinely do for clients. And I would love to see that because I love small businesses. So there you go. Now, do you have a water company, a water treatment company? Not licensed. So therefore, should you not listen to anything I just said? Hopefully you don't think that. Hopefully you realize that I use this as an example. And for the advertising, marketing, selling, human behavioral psychology aspects of the business, every single business on earth has astronomically more in common with all of each other, all of us, than any kind of differences we have. The differences we have are almost all in the deliverable. You're a plumber. Your deliverable is different than a lawyer. I understand. The dentist, the millionaire guy, I understand. But the average person himself, right there. That's why I want you to get on the phone and we'll go over for big tickets, luxury, different something that's commodity that everyone's heard of. It still all comes down to basics. I'll be sharing with those with you using a piece of mail, usually, that I received in my mailbox, every direct mail Monday. Tomorrow, Topical Tuesday, I'll be dipping into something that is in the news. I will be sharing lessons on advertising, marketing, selling, human behavioral psychology, why people do what we do, with a focus on why people buy and why they will buy more from you. And I'll do that tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. So thanks everyone for being here, and Toby for participating, especially, and Will for helping me out that my new miraculously incredibly teeny tiny Bluetooth earpiece is somehow working. That's just, I guess, constantly betraying my lack of comfort and skill with technology, but I'm just amazed by that. Are you kidding me? I mean, when I was a kid, and I still do to this day, I mean, my phone, I gotta hold the phone. There's an earpiece here, the earpiece here where I hear, and there's a mouthpiece here where I speak, right? I don't know what but I mean, to think that this thing is up here and it's hearing me and going, or is it coming from you? That's just amazing that you can hear me. if you can. In fact, I'll listen to the replay here, and I believe Will and people have been talking on here, and Toby says, yeah, Wendy's too, yeah. We were big fast food fans in those days. Not so much anymore. Not so smart for someone of my age, and lack of. I'm not walking around 8 or 10 hours a day selling stuff. Put it that way. I gotta watch a little bit more what I eat. Doesn't just burn up into nowhere instantly. All right, that'll do it for today. Thanks everyone being here. Great seeing you as always. I'll be back tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. Thanks for being here today. Over now.